We would like to focus on risk management. So first of all, we need the following ingredients. So we need currency forecast, we need option prices, and then we can see that, okay, what are the pros and cons for following different hedging strategies, at least what kind of exposures do we have. So our objective today is not to evaluate the exposure, but to price in the beautiful options. What do we have here? Like option pricing with the Garman-Kohlhagen equation and option pricing with the Heston option. So today I would like to focus on these beauties, and then, as you can see in the case of Garman-Kohlhagen option pricing, you can see here the equation. So what kind of ingredients do we need here? First of all, we need interest rates, domestic interest rate, foreign interest rate, so practically we have to calculate the sovereign spread. Also we need time, so the longevity of the longevity of the option. We need the spot rate, the targeted exchange rate. Since we would like to maintain the position, we will say that, okay, we would like to fix the exchange rate virtually by using the options. So in this case, the target rate will be the same like the spot rate today. So we are not making any fancy assumptions. And of course, we need volatility, because practically option is like buying an insurance against the fluctuation of the currency here. So, and in terms of insurance, all the risk is coming from the volatility here. So that's why we need volatility, which will be assumed with a nice GARCH model, because GARCH models are perfect for everything. So they are not making the washing up or not cooking us food, but otherwise they are perfect. And that's all what do we need here. So yep. Okay, first of all we need the data. So I have to find my data set. Matlab. Okay, this is last week's input weekly. Oh my. Yeah, so we have the following data set. We have quarterly data for US dollar euro, and we got the interest rates, but there is one problem, that we can fit GARCH model on quarterly data set, just it will be utterly useless. So sometimes it works, sometimes it's not. So it's really easy to create just a flat line. So what we will do here, that we will fit on the weekly data, and then we will aggregate it up to quarterly to get the standard deviations, and after that we can work with that one. So something like this will be the objective. So Matlab, because Matlab is always good for making routines once it's loading in, because it always takes time. Then it's chocolate milk time. So you know, you should never bring liquids into the computer room, never. But at least you should keep the lid closed, so when you are not using it. Okay, so foreign exchange forecast with GARCH model, that was last week. Let's see what we can salvage from this one. And we can say that, yeah, so first we will build options easily, but after that we can think about that the simulation can also provide, okay, I killed it last time, but the simulation can also provide forecasts for the volatility as well. So practically we can create forecast for the volatility, and we can use it for option pricing, but let's not overcomplicate things right now. So first thing first, option pricing, and it's foreign exchange option pricing. So our first candidate, sorry, 0 step, we have to load in the data. Then later on we will have further steps, but obviously we can say that we don't want to type in everything again, so let's copy from the third to the 6 lines everything which is salvageable. So data input, weekly and things like this. Yep. Please load in. Okay, it's loaded in. Then still we need some kind of volatility. So we should also salvage this part. Just now I'm using tabulators to move everything in because practically this is the 0.8 point. So still we are loading in the data, collecting all the raw materials which are necessary for pricing, and in this case, yes, we are using the MFA toolbox, but using QT distribution in the case of the volatility, it can be nice. Just there can be some contradiction between assuming normal distribution in the data set in the core pricing, and at the same time we are assuming QT distribution, absolutely no normal distribution when we are generating this one. But we are doing this because we are hoping that we can remove all the unwanted biases from the data, so it will be much more normal-ish at the end of the day because we healed it partially with the GARCH model. So this is the objective here. So okay, let's fit it. It's not fitting, because so it's always nice to show that which folder they can find the external functions. Okay, so now we did this, and we have the HT, the variants. Okay, so after successful gardening project, then it's time to focus on the Garman Kohlhagen model. No way I will type this one, so this is copy paste time. And then the next thing is that in case of Matlab we have applications for this one. So and it's supposed to be yes, this one. Hello. Wow, what kind of guitar do you playing?
It's a bass guitar.
Oh, cool. Okay. 2 points. So, so Matlab has many tutorials, and it has at least more than 3 different kind of approaches for pricing an option. So if you are finding different videos about option pricing in Matlab, that's the reason that at least they created 3 different functions or approaches. Right now this one is the most simplest one, but I can live with that. So yeah, simple and nice. So let's copy the syntax. So this will just provide, okay, what kind of price? I think that we should turn things on for it. No, Garman Kohlhagen pricing, yes. So somewhere we should say that is this call or put option, hopefully, because otherwise it would be quite dubious. Okay, so we have to define all the ingredients here. So we have rate spec, we have stock spec, we have settle. After that we will check the documentation is which one is what, but first of all we just have to see that. Yeah. Obviously we have to define all the inputs, so we are doing nothing wrong if we are just okay, rate spec. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, we're still doing this thing. So, in case of Matlab, they are, in many cases, they are just creating objects. Sometimes I don't know why, because here we can see that there is a whole function which will be based on valuation dates, start dates, end dates, interest rates, and so on. But so it doesn't create any further, so it's not for calculation, it's just ordering the inputs. I don't know why it's good for them, but okay, we have to use this thing. So first of all, rate spec must be moved downwards because this will just collect inputs. So it's just for ordering. Stock spec, it's doing the same thing, just it's located here. And also we can see the lazy script writing here because it's called stock spec, but we are talking about foreign exchange rates. Obviously they were writing the same script for pricing option fees for shares, so this can be also the reason why we have this. And also dividend type, we don't have dividends. Okay, we have interest payments in case of foreign exchanges, so and dividend amounts, so this will be also funny. How can we calibrate for currencies, but yeah. Okay, so the example says that we need the following variables, so stock spec. It's also removed. So settle, maturity. It's also funny that we can see that these are exact dates. So we are not able to calibrate that, okay, I need a 1 year option or 2 year option. We can do this at the end of the day, just practically we can calibrate it for the exact date, and in real life it can be much more efficient. Right now we are not able to recognize this one. So let's say that settle date will be December 31, and then practically it doesn't matter because we can calibrate 1 year option this way, so just increasing the number of years, and then that's all. Then obviously we need an asset price, because after that it will be requested here. So start price, sigma, so asset price, this is the spot price of the exchange rate. Then we need the targeted, so this is the targeted exchange rate. In this case we are saying that we are running hedging, so it will be the same like the asset price. So we are doing just behaving like it would be fixed. Sigma should come from the square root sqrt of the volatility and obviously the last measured data. What is the last measured data? This one. So this is square root. So variation. Okay, rates. So this is the domestic rate. This is the foreign rate. And in this case we can ask the question that which one is what. So if we are going back to the quarterly data set, then we can see that the most recent data is this and that. So let's copy them here. So this is for the euro, this is for the USD, but we should never forget that these are percentages. So to make them work, we need zeros in front of them, otherwise we are calculating 300 percentages. Okay, next thing, which one is the domestic rate? So this is the euro, this is the US dollar, domestic and foreign rate, and do we have any description? Yep. Okay, so that's also we should copy it now here. Okay, rate maturity. Okay, we defined the start price already. Still we need this opt spec. So we have to specify the option type. And okay, this is what I was looking for. Put option. It will be cool. There are other versions where the price will contain both puts and calls, but okay, we can say that. We can specify it also here. And what else? In this case, it's easier to check that, okay, if you are clicking through all the variables or inputs, then it highlights it with this gray area, and we can see that, oh, it's there, and the inputs settle, maturity, rates, compounding -1, okay, it's good for me. Sigma, asset price, dividend type. Oh, dividend type is not defined. Where are you? Yeah, okay, this is. So this is the stupid part, because, okay, dividend type continues because this is an interest rate kind of dividend, and it's foreign rate, so because if this would be a not a foreign exchange but a share option, then practically we would find here the dividend percentage. So the two equations are utterly the same. So that's why we can say that, yeah, it's continuous dividend payment just in foreign rate. So that's the whole difference here. So we check that they are also existing somewhere in the code as an input, and after that all the specifications are coming in, and then hopefully, if I did not make any mistake, then we have an option fee. So this is the option fee. Cool. So now we can see that, okay, how can we calibrate this any further? And also, not in the book, or at least not in the chapter, but in the other one. So in the older version, which is still the complete version, we got a script. Or at least there's supposed to be a script. Oh my god, a lot of scripts. Yeah, so if you don't want to write what is it just for the Heston option? Oh, this is the black source. Okay, so this is the Garman Kohlhagen because it's a black source type model. So if you don't want to run any kind of specified functions here and there, this is completely standalone, so it doesn't require any kind of toolboxes or application. This is where we can find the whole equation just typed in, and then minor sub-functions are just used for calculating normal cumulative density functions. So we can do it without using any fancy things. But now let's say that, okay, we have this one. Nice. So now we have price for 1 year, but as I mentioned already, we can do this better, at least. So we could say that first question, that can we skip the calibration of the time here? No. Because if we are going back to the handmade product, then we can see that all the time is just 1, so it's absolutely simple. But anyway, so how can we make this better? Obviously, we can say that let's calibrate. So if we are talking about the next year ahead, so let's use realistic exchange interest rates, because this can be a problem for us, and also let's use a realistic-ish sigmas. So we can calibrate them better to create much more reliable assumptions, because okay, right now we can say that this is the number here, so let's save this for fun. Obviously, if we are increasing the interest rates, if we are increasing the volatility, the call option fee will be bigger than that one. So yeah, so it will be a bit faster. Yes, we have data now, and then we can see the curves, yield curves, and the zero rates. Last time it had different setup. Whatever. So we need 1 year, 2 years, 3 year. So we need the following. We need the following things. So let's define French rates. Year. We are using the zero rate because it doesn't contain any additional features. So oh, there is the OIS Esther. Okay, I was looking for this last semester, but now they are providing data about this. So yesterday I mentioned that Libor is now removed, or at least they are trying to removed from markets because it can be biased, and now they are bringing in benchmarks which are based, or at least interest benchmarks which are based on actual trading data, and Esther is practically the interest rate benchmark for the Eurozone. So if you find this, then this is practically how they are defining interest rate. Just we don't need that one because still we need the bond. And now it has completely different setup, so hopefully yes, there is the force here. Why it's not so easy to have curves? Last time it was here and I had to click there and then it was absolutely loading in. Maybe I should leave without the 5th year. So let's create the mean of these two numbers and then what is this? Yeah, this is okay. It was quite a brute force approach, but yeah, good approximation. So then we need the US curves. But why don't they have yields for three? Again. Since it's supposed to be somewhere around here, so okay, and we have to create just simple division, so we should create things which start with 0, so we should divide them with 100. So now we have the foreign exchange data, and okay, let's assume that we don't want to forecast with the sigmas because it's already absolutely difficult. So we just have to have this setup here. There is also a function which called datenum. Yes. So datenum can help us to bypass this problem that we have to define always these years back and forth, because if we are just define the year, month, date, then we can have the same features. So if I'm saying that 2023 can it be December? One, or should I go backwards? No, so it's 12. Yes. And can we use this as settle date? Because if we can use this as a settle date, then we can create some automatizations and we can see that the price is still good. So we can use this as settle. Because now we can just say that, okay, instead of using this stupid date number here, we're just saying that, okay, date num, let's copy it here. Let's set it to sleep mode. And if I want to have a 1 year option, then we can say that, yeah, +1. So it's not just, oh, fine tuning and changing this thing manually here. No, we can write a whole script around it. So if I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 year options and option fees, I don't want to manage by hand. So let's check again that, can you run? Yes, you can run. Perfect. Now we can say that, okay, French rates should come here. Oh, sorry, I1. Is this a row vector or a column vector? Because it's quite necessary to see. Okay, it's a row vector, so practically everything has only one row. It will have J column, and the same is for the US rates. Okay, and then we can say that this is not +1, this will be +J, and the output will be also 1 + J, so the price will be a vector, and now we can just say that, okay, for cycle we start here, J was 1 till 5, and then N. And now we have option fees for all the next 5 years ahead. So, and this is what we can use for later on, because now we can see that, okay, if we would like to buy options, then these are the fees, realistically speaking, because all the interest rates are calibrated well, the most recent volatility data is used. We can still fine-tune it by using forecasted volatility data as well, but I don't want to complicate this any further. So this is the best thing what Garman Kohlhagen model can provide us. So can we do this better? Okay, just still saving it here because Heston pricing model. And in the case of Heston pricing, we can have also, so some functions are available without, so they are free functions, but let's try to use what is available in Matlab. So as you can remember from class, the difference between Heston and the other option pricings are that practically we have multiple variables which are trying to describe volatility. So that's why we need GARCH model, because we need the volatility, so standard deviation. We need the long-term expected value of volatility, which is quite close to just a similar or simple standard deviation. We need the speed, how fast the volatility can decrease and go back to the mean value. And also we need the volatility of the volatility, so how crazy is this? And also the correlation between the volatility and the change of the asset price. So just some things. So first of all, we have to find a script for that one. Let's copy this. And of course, we can have it if we are just typing in. I digged it up before class because there are many. So opt sense by Heston FFT, because if you are just typing in option pricing with Heston, there will be at least 3 different functions again, so that's why we can say that. Yeah, this is the most friendly one. And we just copy it here. So we have some input variables, so let's, if you are using triple dots, then we can cut the line. So we need rate, we need asset price, we need settle date, maturity date, spec, we had this already, strike, and then all the little things which are describing the behavior of volatility. So, and we should have even more. Because somewhere it was also giving us yeah, dividend yield. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. So in this case, the foreign currency will be defined by dividend yield. So okay, so again, rate, asset price, settle date, maturity, spec. We know that this one is a designated one. Strike. Why strike is at a completely different location than the asset price? So let's move it here because we know this one, and then all the rows. Just some things. Okay, outspec. In this case it's simple again, so it can be a call option. But how can I set up? So there is a dividend yield. Ah, it can go further. So why it's not described? It's yeah, it just ended in the same basic syntax, and we can see that it can continue because row SV, this is where it ends, and then tin tirin 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 tirin. Okay, cute. And come. Okay, this one is excessive. So dividend yield. So this is the other, the foreign rate. Spec delta. Okay, I can live with that one. I have no idea what is this doing, but the others we know. So rate. Let's go for simple rate calibration. So let's bring everything what we know already. So okay, do we need this? Yeah. Nice, instead of rates it's called rate, but doesn't matter, we got French rate for that one. Then foreign rate. Okay, we got the US rate, so yeah. And also we can set that J equals to 1. So time in years for maturity. Asset price. this is the spot price. It's FX rate, not TX rate, come on. What is the borrow point? I did not change this one. Because that would be quite a strange US dollar. So at least we can see that, okay, there was a mistake, so let's run everything again. Yeah, now we have different option fees. Somehow I kept the factory default number here, so now we can copy it. Start price. Again, we are just doing hedge, so we don't have any further expectations. We are hedging. Settle date. We don't want to calibrate this one, so let's bring everybody. But before overwriting, we can see that settle, okay, maturity, and they are using the same words with all the other similar things. So now we got. It's always nice when you have different variable names. So V0. What is V0? Because now we are in volatility territory, so we have to give these things just which one is what. No? Do you have something, or just you are throwing me numbers? Okay, what is theta? Oh, nice. Initial variance of underlying asset. So this is this one. So the H2 last known value. So yeah, this is just the sigma variable. So yep. Then there is the theta. This is supposed to be the expected value, long-term variance. Yeah, so the expected value of the variance. Okay, so in this case we are just taking mean of the square root of the HT, but for all the possible values. Yeah, so if you are just checking the here, so just to show you what I'm talking about. So right now we can see that, okay, this was the volatility of the US dollar. So the mean of all these things will be 1.6 something. So this is a line here, and we can see that practically volatility jumps back and forth around this line. So it goes back. So this is the mean reverting feature that it practically dances around the mean, and we can see that, okay, this we can believe this is what is happening. Kappa. We don't have a specific calculation for kappa, but Feller classification says that it should be around this number, so okay, we can believe this. So let's bring the yep. It says that it should be bigger than this number here, so that's why I added this really small number, and and therefore it will be bigger. So there is no deeper or any further calibration than just taking this value. So we can see that the speed of coming back to the expected value is this. Okay, so we can believe that it's the mathematics behind this. And next thing, mean reversion speed. Yeah, and sigma v, volatility of the variance. So volatility of the volatility, standard deviation of the already known data. So practically there is the mean, so how it's going back and forth. So level of craziness is this number, and then the rho SV is what is the correlation of this thing with the change of the exchange rate. So is on the next slide. So correlation with the return. Ouch, we don't have return right now, but we will generate. Oh, we have return, because otherwise we would not have any kind of HD, because there is the return what we are looking for. So it's the differentiation of the data. And if we are checking, so it should be negative, because usually if currencies are depreciating, then they have higher volatility, except if you are Swiss franc. Yeah, negative. Not so much, because it's not strong correlation, it's something, but we can see that depreciation is not welcomed here. Okay, and also I need and let's say that so the whole zoo about volatility is just located here, describing with 5 different variables. So hopefully the end result will be, since we are calibrating all these things together, then option fee should be higher. So if you would like to sell options, then you should sell at least at this number or higher number, because now you are less exposed to risks. So okay, G equals 1, then everything is highlighted, and then let's hope for the best. And why theta v's? Let's keep the semicolon here. There is a surplus semicolon there. Okay, so which one is what? I think the price. I know, but where you are? So, okay, option prices or sensitivities. Nice. And how can I change? Name pair, value, and OSPEC determines the types and order of. Why can't you just give me option fee? Why to have things like this? OSPEC. Expand output. Price. OSPEC. But we did not have any OSPEC, we had just OSPEC. It's so good when you are using multiple inputs. Ah, there is even more. Basis 7. Oh, spec Vega. So practically here where we can say that I would like to have what is I can have the old spec. So what is the default price? Okay, so if I'm not writing anything here, then it will be the option fee. Okay, then it will be price Heston. Solved. And practically don't care about this strikeout, so let's delete this one. So we need just the first one. And now we have this beautiful Heston option price here, which is obviously bigger than this one. So somehow much bigger. But we did not have made any mistake because exchange rates, interest rates are calibrated in the same way. It's already divided by 100. Asset price is good. Start price is the same here. Okay. This one is also good. Square root is there. Square root is here. Square root is everywhere. Square root, square root, square root, square root. Yeah. Okay, so now let's create the whole 4 cycle and 5 year of option fees. Oops. Okay. Yeah, not okay because it's not dynamic at all, so I'm always overwriting the poor thing. 1 to J, so what kind of 1 to J, then you should be also 1 to J, okay. So if I'm not overwriting these things, then these are the outputs for each year, and now we can compare them, because if we are saying bar, so we are creating bar diagram between price Heston and the Garman Kohlhagen, which is just price. Then what happened with you, my dear? My greatest concern here that the price Heston is way too big, so practically for buying an option, call option fee, then we have to pay nearly the same amount of currency than we're supposed to. So this is too big. Outspec. Oh my god, because I set it to data. Data can be also a nice thing, just right now I don't want to care about the different geek alphabets here, so this should be set to price. Yeah. Now it's nice, nice, nice. We were able to cut 1 0 at least. So if we are just setting again the bar graph, still we can see that this is more expensive. But now it's realistic because we can buy an option fee for euro cents. Yes, so this is good. The other is ridiculously cheap, so because it's on, we are dividing with 1000, so somehow this is too cheap. Okay, dates are good, rates are also good, asset price, so good, we are dividing with 100, it's also reliable there. square root. Do you have a problem? Sometimes they have this issue with the sigma. Let's multiply it with 10 because they are thinking as basis points instead of number. Yeah, they were thinking as basis point instead of a number. So now if we are running, can we see any difference? Okay, maybe it's not a bar, it will be a plot. So somehow Garman Kohlhagen is more expensive than. So this one is also steeper. This one is also steeper, so yeah. So practically at the end of the day I was able to show you that let's go back to bar graph. What happens if I'm just I cannot combine them into things together, but at the end of the day we can see that if we are taking long-term options, then option fee will go up because it's more and more riskier to buy options. So theory works well, but once I try to include all the different features of volatility, then practically it became cheaper. So it can be a good question that is this related to US dollar-euro exchange rate because it's behaving completely nicely, doesn't have huge enormous volatile periods like in emerging currencies, but yeah, so this is not the option fee what I'm looking for because usually the other one is smaller. But okay, so we did all the possible debuggings and now we have data for the next time. So again, if we have to deal with options, then we have to deal with all the interest rates, we have to deal with all the volatility, and at the end of the day we can have more results. So yeah, this is also good. Dividend yield. It would be also nice to make this one continuous, but no, we cannot do this. More risk premium. Wow. I don't think so that I should do anything with this variable. But still we have some time, so we should think about the so we should think about the Greek letters because still we are talking about options. So if we are interested in the sensitivity of the option fee on different variables, then practically these 6 Greek letters are always describing the sensitivity. So delta is the option fees reaction on linear growth, small growth of the or changes of the price of the exchange rate. Gamma is when there is a big jump. Vega is the sensitivity of the change of the volatility, and then rho is on time, if I remember well, and the next two I don't remember, but Next semester, if someone is interested in risk management in finance lecture, then we have a whole seminar where we are playing with these things. So it can be interesting, just not as interesting to be relevant for this specific class here, because right now we just need option fees and not to care about it, what is happening in the background. Okay, so that's all for today.